Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Turkish with me. We've just lost to Brighton 3-0 at the Emirates. Turkish, it's just done now, surely.
Oh, I said it was done a few weeks ago. You got to talk to Laurie and them lot about it being done now. It was done before we kicked the ball today. But it doesn't mean that I'm not vexed about what I've just seen. At home, 3-0 to Brighton. That's the last 3 times they've beaten us here now.
Yeah, in the cup, and last season.
It was embarrassing.
Did we see it coming? Did you see it coming? Because for me, I've mentioned this many a time, especially to Robbie, about the home form hasn't been great. Yes, we only lost 1 game before this game, but we've been conceding many goals. It's always been stopped. It's been open games, and today Brighton seems like they just masterclassed us.
There's 2 things throughout the season, even when things were going well, that fans in general were saying, fans including myself. Number 1, we lack a killer instinct to finish off teams. That was applicable today, not in terms of finishing them off, but in the first half, our press led to us winning the ball at least 5 times in that first half. Yeah. And we did nothing with it. They did it once in the second half, they go 2 up. And the other thing is conceding goals, especially at home. Come on, man. Imagine after all of the talk about Emirates becoming a fortress, it's our form at the Emirates that lets us down.
Yeah, which is mad.
We've taken our eye off the ball completely.
You said to me, you said at the start here 3 weeks ago, I said it was done, I could feel it and whatnot. So are you more frustrated that the players kind of have that sort of mindset? Or did it look like they gave up before this? Or do you think, there's no way they gave up? Or did it feel like that today?
Bro, how can you give up when you're on 100k a week, 200k a week, some even more? How can you give up? As a fan, it's about hope and belief. That left me when we drew to Southampton. I'm not paid 100k a week. Them man are. So I'm not even having that as an excuse that they might have seen the Everton game and thought, shit, it really is done. I'm not having that. Still go out and do your job. And we've come up against a good team. Brighton are a very good team. Yeah, but my thing is, put up a fucking fight.
And you didn't see any of that today. Is it down to the players that were out today? We obviously Partey didn't start. He did come on eventually. We saw Zinchenko not starting. You commended Zinchenko how well he's been going offensively forward and what he's brought to this Arsenal side. Is that an excuse that you can kind of run with?
No, because them man were there when we were dropping points to West Ham. Them man were there for Southampton. That's where, in my opinion, we lost it. So no, it's not because they weren't playing today that we lost the game and got smoked. It's deeper than that. Listen. We're not there yet. That's what it is. Facts. We're not there yet. Yeah? For 30 games...
Are we far off for you?
We're 5 players off.
Okay.
So some might deem that far, some might say that's close. It depends what the owners do, what the manager does, what Edu does this summer. But we're at least 5 players off. And those 5 players, it has to come with a mix of experience, leadership, quality, ready-made. We've already got a young team. And yes, Caicedo's young. Yes, Rice is young. But they've also got experience too. At the end of the day, we need a good mix of those traits. So we can do it this summer in terms of bringing in the necessary to be able to avoid a similar, what I'd call a collapse next season. But will we is another thing. I've been waiting years for this club to go out and flex. I've been waiting years for this club to start moving like the club we are by name.
Have you not felt like that though this season, that you can do that a little bit, Turkish? So are you just really hurt?
Me?
Yeah, like
it's not about me. Flex what? Come the end of the season. Listen, I've enjoyed this season very much compared to previous seasons.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
But do you think I've enjoyed this season as much as Invincibles? Do you think I've enjoyed it as much as the 2002 team?
No, of course not.
Or the 98 team?
Of course not.
I've been there, seen it, done it, been part of it, enjoyed it, loved it. So yes, this has been enjoyable in comparison to recent seasons, but we're Arsenal. Those recent seasons should never have fucking happened at this club. So just because the bar got lowered as much as it got lowered, doesn't mean because it's been raised now that we act like, we're gone. We're there. We're at the promised land. We're not yet. We're not yet. Rob Holding, see you later. Eddie Nketiah, see you later. Reece Nelson, see you later. Emil Smith-Rowe, if he's not part of Arteta's plan, see you later. There's some decisions to be made this summer, and now is the time. Because at least use what we've done this season, and that is challenge Man City for the Premier League title. Use what we've done this season in terms of making Champions League and bringing in that money and bringing in European football at the highest level again, use those things to bring in the necessary recruitment, the necessary players now.
Those 5 players that you mentioned at the beginning.
Bring in what you need to bring in now. I don't care how much it's going to cost. Arteta's shown enough with the money he's been given to be trusted in the transfer window. Yeah? Yes, people might say there's some duds there, and there is some duds there. Cool. Every manager has had flops. Cool. But he's brought us to this place now where we're on the cusp of creating a great team.
And pushing forward, yeah.
But sometimes a great team is not even enough. Ask Liverpool about that. Liverpool have been a great team. They only managed to pip them to the title once. But they got a Champions League from it too. And that rises the stock of that Liverpool team. So if we want to create history, if we want to be a great team, we need to bring in the necessary level of player now. Because Ben White, Ramsdale, they've been part of the process. No one expected what we've got from them. Jesus, Zinchenko, they've been part of the process. No one expected us to elevate to where we have come this season with those signings coming in last year.
Yeah.
Now it's time to bring in what we need and let go of what we don't need. Because at the end of the day, there's man that Arteta don't trust. Lee said it on the stream. He didn't bring on his number 10. Emma Smith-Rowe's our number 10. How many times this season didn't he bring on our number 14 on 100k a week? If you don't trust these man, then see you later.
Ruthless.
Be ruthless because it's very much needed. Arteta has been ruthless along the first few years of his Arsenal management career, but it's time to put the finishing touches on the job now. And then maybe next season, and it's no guarantee, we can bring in 5 players that I want. We could bring in every single player I want. And it still might not be enough. We're coming up against Manchester City. But to lose it the way we've lost it in the last, 6 games, it's not acceptable. West Ham, Southampton, Brighton at the Emirates. How are you going to go beat Newcastle 2-0 at St. James Park and come and get smoked at your own ground 3-0? How? I can't explain it.
It's mad.
I can't explain it.
Yeah.
How much did we make still work and goal? I can't remember a great save you had to make in that game.
We had 2 shots on target, that's it. And I couldn't even tell you those.
There you go. So I'm sorry, but listen, as much as it's been an enjoyable season, unless we build on it, it's not going to be memorable. Either we build on this season and we look at this season in 2-3 years and say that was the start of something special. Or we rest on our laurels because we've made Champions League again. Like we did all those years under Wenger, and we look back at this season as the season where shit, that was the season we should have fucking done it because we haven't come close since. What are the Kroenkes going to do now? Let's find out. A lot of people throughout the season are asking me, are you Kroenke in now? Are you going to apologise? Fuck no. This is the time. We're back to square one. Champions League football and a team that we like. That's square one. Because when I first turned on them, I had players I liked. We had Champions League football. It was the failure to build on that. Now it's time to build on it. Evidently, look at what we just saw today. Brighton are a great football, not great. They're a top football inside. Pep described them as probably the best football inside, playing out of the back. Cool, whatever. I think Pep likes to
do that, massage people's egos,
clubs,
he's smart.
Take the attention off him, act like he's a bit humble. When he knows the reality is Manchester City are that. But Brighton are definitely up there in terms of being an attractive, playing at the back, footballing team. But we, this season, have done better than they have. We've played better than they have throughout the season. But when it comes to the mental stage of the season, we've tripped up. And yes, there's going to be people out there. We are a young team. Yes, it's to be expected. I get that.
Yeah, facts.
But at the same time, we're not a daycare. We're not a creche. This is a football club. I didn't wait 19 years to be told, it's a young team. Wait a bit. Be patient. I've said it before. How many Arsenal fans have we lost over the last 10 years waiting for this club to start acting like the big club that we are? Because we are a big club. Facts. By name, by revenue. But we're not a big club right now in terms of winning the majors, and we haven't been for a long time. So, yes, I've enjoyed the season. Yes, we've done enough to attract big names, quality names, That might be the final few pieces of the jigsaw for us to actually win the league, challenge for the Champions League, compete at the highest level for the next 5 years, 10 years potentially. But do it. Do it now.
Yeah, yeah.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.